Hi, welcome to the Millbrook Railroad. Today, we're going to continue that work on the bridge at Woodchuck Run. We have to build another piece of one of the abutments, and that's probably all we're going to get done today. So this is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, go back and check that out. We'll put a link to it either into the description or somewhere up at the top of the screen. Of course, before I start any work, I have to unload the materials, and we'll bring them down to the work site on a flat car. Now, the day before, we kicked the forms off the footings and discovered that we had some holes that we had to fill, so I bought some mortar mix for that. Well, it doesn't say much for my concrete work, but well, face it with some mortar and it'll look better. Alright, time to measure before I build the forms. I've got to come up to 7 inches on that. And now is that long, boring task of digging all the ballast and roadbed out from away from where the forms are going to be and making room for the form. Alright, so we get down to the stone abutments here that I laid years ago. I was going to leave those there, but I realized they're going to be in my way, so just pull them out. Thought about putting a stone face on this, but I don't think it's such a good idea based on the results we had on the lower part of this. And now it's time to measure up and start pounding in the rebar. In this case, the rebar is recycled rail. After the rail is all used up and bent or just damaged beyond use on the railroad, or at least as rail, we cut it up and we use it for other things like rebars. Of course, when you get all your rebar in, you have to tie it together. It just makes no sense to leave it loose. It's not going to hold its shape if you don't tie it all together. So I grabbed some old recycled pieces of fence wire and started twisting the pieces of rebar together with that. Alright, now I got my budget rebar in, I can start building the forms. Well, the first thing I have to do is take some measurements, so I'm going to do that right now. And just like last time, I have to measure to find out where the top of this form is going to be. It's kind of important. You don't want to be too high or the bridge isn't going to fit vertically in the space. You're going to have to shim it up a whole lot. You put it too low and you're going to have to shim the track up a whole lot. So a happy medium is what we're looking for here. I bet a bunch of people are wondering what the heck this tool is. This is an electric fence tool. It's for putting electric fence together. You pull the U-shaped nails out with this claw part. You hammer them in with this part. You trim the fence here and here, and you twist it the way I've been doing these. And now that rebar is all tied together, we can start mixing up cement and doing the pour. Concrete dust. Don't breathe this. Cement mixer, putty putty.
Cement mixer, putty putty. I want the back of that cement.
I do. I'll have to finish this another time. After some trial and error, I decided the best thing to do would be to just kick the thing off and break it. That worked pretty well. Alright, so the form's off and looks pretty good actually. I have to do some measurements when I do the other form, just in case this one bowed a little bit. Maybe give myself a little extra gap on the other side. We shall see. We'll cover that in the next video. If you like this video, consider becoming a patron on Patreon. It helps support the channel, it helps us make more videos like this, and maybe even better videos than this. Thanks for watching.